if you struggle to get to the gym some days when you don't even want to get out of bed, I'm going to share with you guys what works for me, because this was me today. I, for some reason, was so tired this morning. Last night, like, I could barely keep my eyes open, which rarely happens to me. Usually I'm like trying to read to like get tired to go to bed. But last night I was so tired. I woke up this morning, I was exhausted, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like the last thing I feel like doing is working out. So I'm going to share with you guys a couple of things that are really helpful for me to still get there. And I want to make it clear too, like, I'm all about listening to our body. If we are truly like physically exhausted, we know there's a difference between physical exhaustion and like mental exhaustion. Mental exhaustion is when we are like feeling tired, so when we're thinking about feeling tired, so then we're feeling even more tired, and like we're kind of just creating this perpetuating cycle. That is not what I'm talking about here. If you are sick or anything like that and you're like, no, my body truly needs rest, that is a totally different story. And the way we can determine that is we can ask ourselves, will I feel better by moving today? Will I feel better by getting some type of physical activity in? And for me, the answer almost always is yes, unless I'm like deathly ill. And today the answer was definitely yes. So here's a couple things that helped me when like I didn't even want to get out of bed, still get to the gym. Number one is asking myself that question I already shared. Am I going to feel better if I do it? The answer is almost always yes, and it was for me today. So then the number two thing is looking at my week ahead, because it's like, okay, if I don't go today, what does the rest of my week look like? I know how I have my cycle, I encourage you guys do too, of a certain number of times per week that you'd like to get some intentional movement in. So that's some type of workout or something that you are actually planning into your schedule. And I know the rest of my week, I'm heading out to go see my sister in Oklahoma tomorrow. So I know that I'm not gonna have access to a gym for like 5 days. So I'm like, you know what? I really actually do wanna get into the gym today. Not have to, I want to get into the gym today. So then the third thing that I do is ask myself, okay, so what feels like kind of enjoyable? I know some of you are going to be saying nothing at the gym feels enjoyable, but what feels like kind of okay? Not awful, like doable. What feels doable? So for me, it wasn't my program that I usually do. It was going in, walking for a little bit, then making up my own workout for like 30, 40 minutes, which was still lower body focus, which is what I was going to do on my program. And that's like more interesting to me. It's more entertaining to me. I can kind of change things up, do whatever I feel like, get rid of those exercises maybe I just really don't want to do today, and then ending it with a walk and listening to a podcast and things that I actually wanted to be doing. That sounded way better to me than what I originally had on my plan. That got me there, and it got me home feeling so good. And then the last thing that is always helpful for me, I talk about this in so many different ways, is think of how you will feel when you are finished. Literally put yourself in that headspace, in that mindset of walking out of the gym, of walking up your stairs after your workout, of walking downstairs, whatever it is for you, and how you will actually be thinking when you're done. Because if we can put ourselves in that place in the beginning, we already have that, we can bring that energy into whatever it is that we want to do and use it there. So let me know what you guys think of these tips, and if you have any of your own.